Salamun, Salamun. Today we are going to start lecture 109. The title of this lecture is The Truth Behind Moses Parting the Sea, a Quranic analysis. So you will find the same story in the Islamic literature about the, you know, parting of Moses from the Red Sea. So as usual, my analysis first of all, biblical story, then our priesthood, Islamic priesthood stories, and then analysis of the Quran. So it will enable you to find the difference or how much they distortion or twisted the translation of the Quran to store the biblical story. All our contemporary and classical translators. So they supported the biblical story almost, you know, whole Quran is like the translation of the whole Quran is like this. So let me start biblical story of Red Sea parting Exodus 14.21 to 20. This is in Bible reference. In the biblical story of the Exodus, when the Israelites saw the Egyptian army approaching, they were filled with fear. So this is all their fabrication. This even does not happen or did not happen in Egypt or there is no sea over there. So let me check how they fabricated all these things. The Quranic verses will give you the real truth, what happened over there. So upon reaching the Red Sea, Moses stretched out his hand as God commanded, everything on the God. Then you cannot ask any question. Same thing in Christianity, same thing in Islam, the present Islam, same thing in Judaism. Involve the miracle, involve the God, resurrections, life hereafter, finish. And the water part, creating a path of dry land with walls of water on either side. The Israelites crossed safely, but when the Egyptians pursued them, God again instructed Musa to stretch out his hand. The water then returned, engulfing Pharaoh's army and skewering the Israelites. So this is the story. Your mind will not accept it because it's God order. It's a God command. It's a God decree. Finish. So how they are Jews, they keep the religion in certain extent with them, and but they are controlling the economy now. They are controlling the you know TV, media, everything in their hand, and they are working for that. We should not create any hatism or hatred against them, no, because they are united. 7 million Israeli, they are controlling all this, dumb and this earth. I think now they are 40 million. Look what they are doing. Busy in worshipping, worshipping Muhammad, worshipping these, worshipping Allah, worshipping cubicle house, worshipping stone, worshipping Safa Marwa, worshipping holy water. What a pathetic nation. So this is, and look how they are artistically made. This is the how it happened. God gives the order. Moses put the staff, and the water stretched into, you know, two sides, and from here Moses' army or the people they crossed, but the Egyptian army they sunk in that. You know what kind of injustice God is there? God is doing. It is injustice, that Israelis they can cross, but when they come, they could not cross. So this is all miracle. When you involve miracle, then no reasoning. Virgin Mary, Son of God, same thing in Muslims. Moya Zamzam, Zamzam Moya. Muhammad separated the moon into two pieces. So many miracles. Where they are taking their nation. This is the exception of Moses splitting the sea. Another one. So this is about Bible. In the Bible story, it is also written that Jesus performed the miracle of turning water into wine, holy water. We have a holy water somewhere. Jews have a holy water, holy water. At a wedding in Cana, and even considered his first public miracle into wine. I think we should close all these wine factories and use this Jesus miracle to convert water into wine. Means holy water at a wedding in Cana. Whose Cana? Where is the wedding? Nobody knows. But it has come now. And Ibrahim challenges all these fairy tales or your ancestors' stories you have. This is all useless. Ibrahim never created a religion. It is a Jewish community. They created these three religions. There is no place in the religion of the religion, the Quran. Religion, the Quran blasts of religion. Because the religion is a collection of some ritual, useless ritual, time-wasting customs, some drinking, some singing. You will not find any constitution, any principle in that. And they are saying, oh, it's a morality. Without religion, you cannot become the pious person. This is all nonsense. The religious people, they are corrupt. In this planet, in this beautiful planet, in this situation, because of them, they supported the kingdomship. They supported this so-called democracy or sham democracy. They supported every evil thing or corrupt thing to make the money. The main their business is to make the money. The Islamic pays to account of the party in the sea. In Islamic tradition, The parting of the Red Sea is also acknowledged, though with some differences in detail. They change something. Just like writers of the biblical books, literature, they borrow from Quran all the names, Moses, Ibrahim, Maryam. They are not. You go and check the original prescription of the Bible. It was in Greek language. There is no name, no story you will find. I have gone through that. And then so many changes. Old Testament, New Testament. This is all, corruption to mislead the people. So many, changes they made to cheat the people. But the Quran, the original language, you cannot change it. Yes, they corrupted all the translation, all these translation now, not even a single person. They are all corrupted one. They are the copy of the biblical literature, Zoroastrian literature, and other religion. But there is no change in the original Arabic. Why? Because each word has a roots. You will not find any roots in Moses, Ibrahim, Yaqub, Isaac in Hebrew. No. They have borrowed from the Quran. And then our Islamic translator, they copy the biblical story and put in the Quran in the form of translation. When the Israel will trap between the sea and Pharaoh's army, same thing. They will change it. God commanded Musa to strike the Red Sea with his staff. He instructed them not to fear being overwhelmed or drowned by the water. Upon striking the sea, it was filled by God's will. By God's will. This is another deception God wills. I will give one lecture. What is the God will? Forming a dry path for the Israeli to cross. Same thing. Look. So they crossed from here. So he instructed them not to fear being overwhelmed or drowned by the water. Upon striking the sea, it was filled by God's will, forming a dry path for the Israeli to cross it. According to authentic hadith, because all the fraud of these Muslim scholars or Muslim translators, it is incomplete. These are incomplete without hadith because all the writers of the hadith, they were Zoroastrian. They were corrupt people. The father of the Bukhari, he was the head priest of the Zoroastrian government. According to Hadith, angel Jibrail showed stand into Pharaoh's mouth to prevent him from speaking further. This is our Hadith. Fearing that he might utter words of repentance that could lead to God forgiveness despite his insincerity. This is our literature of Hadith. I spent 2 years to check the authenticity of Hadith by using the yardstick of the Quranic verses. And I found only 12 to 15 of these are in the Quran, rest are all garbage, filth, wastage. Abu Huraira, Aisha, they're all Khatija, they're all fabrication. If you think that Khatija and Muhammad married to Khatija and she was the, you know, his Nufal bin Warqa. He was a Christian monk. So she was Christian. So it means Muhammad was a Christian. But I proved in my two lectures there was no Muhammad from the Quran. And this concept of Muhammad, or they give you one personality for worshipping, this is Muhammad. People are, Muslims are worshipping day and night. Look, what is the tragedy with us? These religions, they are all worshipping. This virus of worshipping. Hindus, they worship monkey, worshipping snake, worshipping elephant, worshipping ants. Muslims, they are worshipping Muhammad, they are worshipping Allah, they are worshipping a cubicle house in Mecca, they are worshipping stone, they are worshipping Safa Marwa, they are worshipping in Mina, some certain mountain. And that 5 times prayer. What happened to this nation? Destroyed. And Jews, they are worshipping, God, one God, and all the morning, and Christian, they are worshipping Jesus, worshipping Maryam, worshipping. They destroy the humanity. So let me talk to the what is the Quranic perspective of the splitting the Red Sea. All translated in the verse 26:20. We will start from 26:63. All translators of the Quran have quoted the biblical narrative of Moses' miracle of parting the Red Sea by translating verse 26:63 with dishonesty. The Sheikh al-Aziz, Sheikh al-Quran, Silsila Qadriya, Gausiya, Bakshiya, go there, Joban ulama. It's nonsense. فأوحينا إلى موسى أن نضرب بعصاك البحر فانفلق فكان كل فريق كالطور العظيم. So, Yusuf Ali, then we told Moses by inspiration or revelation. This is another confusion for the Muslim. Strike the sea with my rod. So it divided, and each separate part become like the huge firm mass of mountain. I show you a photograph. However, all the translation. However, G.M. Pervez translated verse 27:7. I respect the gentleman. He is an honorable person because he brushed out the hadith. This was a person who worked in Pakistan in a very unfavorable circumstances. But this was the first person who blasted the hadith, who proved that they are wrong. As a God, what he translated, as a God instructing Prophet Musa to cross during low tide. When the sea was low tide, then the people crossed from there. So he put that. But he was also wrong. But he did. He tried his best. At least he did not follow blindly what the other translation. At least, I'm like you, I was, all the translation, what we have, I was following them. But when I started my research slowly, it takes time. Archaeologists and Egyptologists have not found substantial evidence to confirm many of the events described in the book of Exodus and Islamic history. Similarly, common interpretation of the Quranic verse 2663 by most of Muslim translators often do not align accurately with historical or linguistic context. Meanwhile, the oceanographers have studied ancient records, satellite imagery, and modern maps to estimate water levels and environmental conditions approximately 3,000 years ago, but they have not been able to confirm the miraculous event of the Moses splitting the Red Sea. Finish. But I will give you the non-Quranic evidence. Nobody can challenge it because Quran gives the fact. I could not find in Quran any negative virtue or any story which is a fake. Quran gives the history of the previous past nation and give you the knowledge of why they were destroyed. Because of the reason Quran bring the example for them to satisfy you. Let us recognize the mention of Jewish and Muslim writing using a yardstick of the Quran. The Quran does not accept Moses' staff as a parting the Red Sea. So first of all, Quran does not accept that Moses had any rod or awl or any staff into towering mountain-like walls of water, as is often portrayed in popular narratives. To explore the further, let us begin by examining the translation of Surah Al-Safra 2652 from a Quranic perspective. وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَى أَنْ أَسْرِ بِعِبَادِي إِنَّكُمْ مُتَّبَعُونَ. We delivered the message to Moses. We mean the mother, the parental institution who were struggling against the Pharaoh, continued his journey or revolutionary movement during this difficult and uneasy time on Asra. It is not what they have given in the translation that Moses traveled by night. No. On Asra, go and check the lexicon. The revolutionary movement during these difficult and uneasy time, on Asra, uneasy time, because Pharaoh was a barbaric people. It was a difficult situation. With my devotees, who have joined your movement and are using the innate abilities and resources against Pharaoh, Bebadi, and here with my servants. Why? Servants are slavery. Abadi, it means the people who are working against the, Pharaoh to replace his dynasty, and they were using their innate capabilities, energies, resources. This is a Bebadi. And and the Quranic translated the worship Muhammad, worshipping. Those people who are servant of worship. Surely you will pursue, but we will protect and ensure you safety. He will follow you, he will attack you. It is not a sea. And Quran doesn't mention where it happened. Otherwise people start worshipping. Then the further in the verse, the Quran repeats the same Command in 44:23, same thing. Where is the sea? Faster بعبادي ليلا إنكم متبعون. So continue your journey or peaceful revolution with wisdom and skill. This is another meaning of Fasad. Together with my devotees, again, devotees, those who were fighting against the Pharaoh under the command of Moses. Those who have dedicated their innate abilities and resources to this noble mission. During the time of anxiety and darkness, Laylan, it's not a night. Laylan. Night is Layl. This is a Laylan. Anxiety, depression. When any nation is under depression, under slavery, they are feeling sorrowness. Now 2.5 billion or 3.5 billion Muslims, they are under slavery now. First slavery, other nation. Then second slavery, their agent who are controlling, who are the rulers, they are working for them. So it is, we are in a worse situation than Pharaoh. 57 countries, their rulers are Pharaoh, their religious people, they are Pharaoh. You cannot speak anything against them. Same system we have. And Moses made his companion aware of the sensitive situation by giving them example as mentioned in Surah Al-Taha. ولقد أوحينا إلى موسى أن أسر بعبادي واضرب لهم طريق في البحر يسابلوا تخافوا درك ولا تخشى. This is a message of Moses. Look, what is the translation? When sent an inspiration to Moses, travel by night, my servant, and strike a dry path for them through the sea. So the possible right translation, and certainly we send our commands to Moses, or instructed Moses, or send the message to Moses, saying, set forth with my devotees, those who are using all their capabilities, abilities, and resources to bring about a revolution against Pharaoh dynasty Bebadi. Same thing. During the time of anxiety, uncertainty, and darkness, when the nations are in the slavery, centuries of slavery, they remain under fear, anxiety, uncertainty, mourning, grief, stress, which we have. And the responsible person, not the nation, our religious people, our rulers, they are all criminal, uncertain, learn. Explain the situation to them using parable and reasoning. فَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ. It does not mean strike the stuff in the sea. Further, explain it. Give them the knowledge. Show them the best way, tariqun, way. Give them the education. Especially in this crisis, bar. It doesn't mean sea. Why they call sea the bar? Because the ripples are coming. One after another, successively, one after another. Same situation. There was a crisis. Every day, Iran was going barbaric, sending a barbaric wave like the sea. Like what happened in Saudi Arabia, what happened in Pakistan, same thing. All Islamic countries, every day, they are sending the cruel waves like a sea waves. This is not a sea or it is not a star. It's a beautiful relation, Further explain them, especially in this crisis, fil bar. Make the situation dry or rigid. Yes, very strong. Be very strong against the opponent. Don't listen to him. Enough is enough. Instead of moist or humid, that's the one. Don't show any softness, any moist, very hard. Go. There is no leniency now. Zero tolerance, the right word with Yerushalayim. Zero tolerance. He did the injustice in the nation. To overcome Pharaoh dynasty rigidly, constantly, without any softness, to overcome Pharaoh dynasty. This is the meaning of Ratavan. Do not fear. La takhaf. Look, fear was the main problem over there. The whole nation was under the servitude, economically, socially. So they were afraid. Like in all 57 countries, not a one single Muslim can speak against them because they're afraid that you will be overtaken by furious dictatorship, and do not frighten by Pharaoh's tyrannical forces, wala takshi. So this is the meaning of it. From where they bring they strike the path with stop and sea. There is no sea, no vehicle, no stop, no rod. The whole nation was under slavery, and Moses was leading, and the leading role to liberate this enslaved nation from the cruel system. Then وَأَطْرَقُوا الْبَحْرَ رَهْبًا إِنَّهُمْ جُندٌ مُغْرَقُونَ. So they put this translation that he will follow you, and Moses will use the rod, and Moses people will pass, but all the Egyptian and Pharaoh forces they will sink one day. So what did Rahab say? He was gentle in going or pace, the being still, quiet, motionless, calm, right, assurance. The sea becomes still or calm. Yes. Sovereign Rahua. He did not quite, he did that quietly, calmly, without being hard or difficult or voluntarily, without it being asked voluntarily. Neither translation. And leave the sea as Pharaoh, divided, for they are hosts destined to be drawn. Look, these are the translations. And departed or separated himself from their sickness or crisis. What is the crisis there is now? What situation, disorder, and chaos Pharaoh has originated? Separate yourself. Don't do any injustice with any. You should not involve in that. Gently and quietly. Continue your mission gently, quietly, without any bloodshed. Their host will sink or ornament in the sea of their emotion or blaze of Quranic royal dynasty symbolism. They don't think they will think in their ornament, just like the bridal she sing in her ornament. It is not a sea. Look, Saudi Arabia dynasty, they are misplacement in their dynasty. They have ornamented themselves there, King of the Aziz dynasty. This is the situation, not a sea. فاتبعوا فرعون بجنود وحشيهم من عليهم ما غشيهم. And then Pharaoh pursued them with his forces, but the waters completely overwhelmed them and covered them. Where is the water over here? Where is the sea over here? So the right translation of this, so instead of listening and resolving the process, Pharaoh al-Walid bin Musa, the king of Egypt, are the titles used for every Egyptian ruler, Pharaoh. It is not a Hebrew word, it is again an Arabic word. Decided to pursue them, he will attack you. With his army, Bajnuno, but they were overwhelmed, sunk in their painful, blind, and senseless emotion. Shayhim and Ali made Musa replace that. They did not think what they are going to do. They did not think that the people are against them. This is Shayhim min Ali, painful, blind, and sensible emotion. Replaced, overthrown. And the sea of their wrong emotion, sea of wrong emotion, their passion, their wrong thinking, and get them exactly as it was meant. Sinking in the sea is a minor thing. He says, "Now, when nations or rulers or any dictator, when they, engulf in their emotion, they sink their emotion, that is a horrible thing. Look, now, Trump, what is new? He has been engulfed in his wrong emotions because he can do anything under the emergency. So this was the problem. There was a no see. It was a it was a great message, but what did the Jews, the Muslim, and the Christian? They destroyed this message because they are creating slavery. And then when they replace it, come tarakum and jannatul ayun. How many communities did leave behind filled with sweet and heavenly gardens and beautiful, bright, blossom, cool, and fresh fountain of civilization? Where is the Greek civilization? Isa alayhi salam replaced it. And they have to leave their garden, their all the fresh and blossom they were enjoying. So if if the chances we can replace this Saudi dynasty, what will happen? All their enjoyment, their comfortable, they're gone. What happened now Sri Lanka? What happened now in Bangladesh? All these rulers, they were enjoying their life. They have to leave. And then Quran, very good. It's a timeless feature. Wadaru Maqamul Kareem. And their agricultural land. Now you have stocks. All these crises which you are seeing, it is because of to make some money. All the ruler and their host, they create the crisis and put the stock down, and they bought it, and after that they sold it. And then, oh, it was a court. Because of court, the stock has come down. And then there was no court. Then they made billions of trillions of money. The reason you have all these 72 capitalists, the most richest person, they are from the stocks. Land and their honorable and noble position in the community. Look how the respect King Solomon, King Fahd, our journals, our prime minister, they have an honorable position. So this Quran is saying Musa has replaced that. And all their paradise, their beautiful, browsing, freshness, life is gone. And then they're all respect. He's the president. Look what when Gorbachev of the Russia, what happened? Living in America in a small apartment. He was the president. Look at him in Uganda. So this is the lesson Quran is giving to us. So there was no sea splitting or parting. There was no miracle of Moses. There was no stuff. It is done by the great personality Moses with the collaboration of his team. And his team was Bani Israel, the not children of Israel. They were the honorable people struggling the leadership who was fighting for the liberation to free to liberate the people from the heavy shackle of the Quranic servitude. This is the right position of Moses and Harun. Thank you very much.